Howdy hi, happy hikers, and welcome back to another Escape Cat video. The Penguin Cradle Trail, Australia's PCT. This trail takes us to the picturesque state of Tasmania, where we will attempt the not-so-popular Penguin Cradle Trail. This trail starts in the gorgeous little town Penguin and winds its way along the Levan River to Cradle Mountain. We will climb up into the Dial Ranges, pass through a wildlife park where we saw platypus in abundance, stroll along a few silk roads, and gingerly pick our way through the Levan Canyon, then climb gradually upwards towards Cradle Mountain. The Penguin Cradle Trail was opened in 1979 and took 8 years to complete. This 80-odd kilometre hike will take you anywhere from 5 to 8 days. Starting at the famous Penguin in Penguin, you will walk through the town, across the highway and head towards the beautiful Dial Ranges. Whew. Steep, unstable cliffs. Sections of the walking track are steep, unstable, slippery and subject to flooding. Navigation skills are required. You right with that?
Yep.
After you've left the city behind you, the PCT follows an old tramway called the Lobster Creek Tramway. It follows the Levan River for quite a few kilometres. Along this track, you will see an old tunnel. This was dug to investigate a possible silver lead, but no silver was found. If you're brave enough to check it out, there's actually stalactites starting to grow inside the cave, along with bloody giant spiders. I wasn't brave enough to go in there, so I designated that job to Jason. It was an absolutely beautiful day walking, and after about 4 hours and 10 kilometres, we decided to stop at Hardstaff Creek Campground and just take it easy. It's a lovely little site there, so we just kicked back and enjoyed the afternoon in the dappled sunlight that was coming through the beautiful eucalypts and all the ferns. Day 2, Hardstaff Creek to Wings Wildlife Park. We continued to walk under the majestic tree ferns. It was so lovely and cool, and there's plenty of water around, even though we were walking in late December. But you do have to be aware of the leeches, because there's plenty around in this area.
Battle crawl. Oh, now I've got to get through with my pack. It's not going to be fun. I don't want to go down lower if I have to. I feel like gave this up 20 years ago. You better not be filming me. Oh, you shouldn't.
So after 5-ish hours and only 10 kilometres with lots of ascending and descending, we finally arrived at Wings Wildlife Park. I think we paid $7 per person to camp there for the night, and we had hot showers, and best of all, they have a little cafe, and we got in there just before they close at 3 p.m, and we were able to get a big bowl of chips and gravy. Day 3, Wings Wildlife Park to Blackwood Camp. So, Day 3 saw us tackle the road walking section. And if anybody knows me, I hate road walking. But the sun was shining, there was hardly any wind. It was a perfect day for a stroll. And it wasn't long, only 12 kilometres later, and we left the road behind us, and we entered into the rugged trails of the Levan Canyon.
It's a bit steep.
So, this section of the track through the Levan Canyon can be rather challenging. It's quite steep and it can be dangerous in some areas there, so you really have to watch your footing. It was about 5 hours walking along this section until we made it into Blackwood Camp. Blackwood Camp can be quite damp underfoot, so you have to be prepared for that. It was a tough day with the road walking and the steep trails through the Levan Canyon there, so we definitely earned our mummy medicine that night. Day 4, Blackwood Camp to Taylor's Flat. This was one tough day. It is very steep, there's a lot of climbing, and I would have to say it was one of the most scenic days on the whole trail. It was absolutely beautiful. Tough, but beautiful. The trail follows the river for quite some time, and it was lovely hearing the rush of the wild water as it was cascading down the rocks.
Wow.
And then the climbing started. Woo-hoo.
This climb is really hard. That's why I've taken no footage coming up here, and I won't be taking any until I get to the top. Because it is hard, like really hard. You're climbing literally on your knees sometimes. 10 paces, yep. Walk 10, stop. Walk 10, stop. At least it's not scree and we're not sliding backwards.
Yep, it certainly was hard climbing, both up and down. So if you have knee problems, I suggest that you take lots of Nurofen and Voltaren gel, something to help get you through at the end of the day, because you will have sore knees if you're older, that is. So this is the Griffiths Ridge. It's quite a climb coming up here, very steep, but once you get up on top, it's beautiful scenery. And it's quite daunting really, because it's very shaly and the sides just seem to drop off to nowhere.
Yeah.
And then it's a very long climb down, all the way back down to the river. So look out, knees.
check this out. Oh. Unbelievable. Wow. So, after another tough day of only about 10 kilometres travel, but 8 hours or more in hiking, we finally made it into Taylor's Flat. And we were very sore and tired, that's for sure. Look out for ducks. It's going to be fun.
Day 5, Taylor's Flat through to Paddy's Lake, as it turned out. So, when you leave Taylor's Flat, you begin the climb towards Paddy's Lake and the Black Buff Range. This is a long and slow-going climb. There's approximately 600 metres of climbing. When you reach Paddy's Lake, it's a lovely little place to stop for lunch. That's if you're heading on towards Four Ways Camp. But as you'll soon see, our plans were changed here due to the horrendous weather that was about to hit.
Well, we've got to Paddy's Lake. It's midday and the weather has turned. And there's crazy dogs here. You shit. Oh, we've made it to Paddy's Lake and it's pouring. We've had to set our tents up in the rain and it looks like we're in for a very wet night. It's only midday. I'm hungry and I want to make hot soup, but I have to go out and get water and I don't want to. I think it'll be eating lollies, looking around and see what I've got here. You can just see the lake through there. There's waves on the lake. Don't think I'll be going out too quickly. Oh, snug as a bug.
Good old Mac. So, we made it to Paddy's Lake and the sky was looking a bit nasty, But we decided to have a little bit of a break, and this was at about 11 a.m, I think, from memory. And within about 30 minutes, the weather just dramatically changed, and it just rained cats and dogs. So we set up the tents, climbed in, and we were hoping that the weather would pass, but it didn't. And we were there for 2 days. For 48 hours, the severe weather continued. We had 100-kilometre-hour winds and just torrential rain and hail. Jason's wilderness equipment tent snapped a pole during the night. But after those couple of days, the wind eased, so we thought we'll try to continue and head over the range to see how far we could get.
Well, that's it. It's just too dangerous. Go on.
We only walked about 3 kilometres almost to the top of the range, and we made the call to turn back.
70 or whatever
It was way too dangerous. The winds were still at around 70 kilometres an hour, and we were freezing cold. Even though we had all our winter gear with us, it was just too dangerous. So back down the hill we went to civilization. I was able to contact my brother via messenger. He doesn't live too far away from Taylor's Flat, and we were able to bum a ride with him back where we could get nice hot showers and warm our frozen fingers and toes. So that's it. We didn't quite make it to Cradle Mountain. We still had 2 days of hiking to reach the destination. But unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure you're well prepared for hiking in Tasmania, even in the middle of summer. We carry full winter gear with us, extra food, normally an extra 2 days worth of food, and PLB as well. You just don't know when those weather conditions can change. Oh well, we'll be back soon, hopefully, to complete that hike. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video.